Welcome to the world of science. Copenhagen Backup Group meets. Legislators from 16 major economies met on Saturday to seek consensus on a raft of climate-related policies ahead of December talks in Copenhagen. The 120 delegates believe that the policies could address 70% of the emissions cuts necessary before 2020. In our science section, we have a guest today, Dr. B.S.R. Babu. Dr. Babu is a professor in Department of Physics, University of Calicut, and is a chargé d'affaires of the Madhava Observatory in the university campus. There has been some misconceptions about the Chandrayaan mission and India's space expeditions. Dr. Babu will give you a clear picture about the Chandrayaan mission and the misconceptions about it.
Now, as far as the work is concerned, the group at ISRO, all the 4 PhD and 5 PhD students, they are actively involved in the Chandrayaan-1 work. And of that 5 people, 3 students are ready to submit their PhD thesis on Chandrayaan work. They will be submitting by December this year. And 1 student is halfway through and another student has just begun. And all these people are actively involved in the design, development of the various Chandrayaan equipments at several stages. And the recent student who has joined will be working on the Chandrayaan-2 proposals. Now, as far as Chandrayaan-1 is concerned, our main activity, my students who are actually also employees of ISRO, they are permanent scientists there, they are working on essentially 3 kinds of instruments. One is high energy X-ray detectors and the other is what is called C1XS detector, which is X-ray detectors. Now, the C1XS is usually designed to study the low energy X-rays and HX, what we call HEX, is designed for the high energy X-rays. So, some of the data we have collected, these people are analyzing and we are in the process of writing papers on that. So, from that point of view, even though press has told that Chandrayaan has failed, I would not accept that statement. Even though it was supposed to last for 2 years, it worked for 10 months, but in 10 months, we got almost 95% of the data of what we planned, and you people will really see that 2-3 PhDs are going to come out from the Chandrayaan data in the coming 5 to 6 months time. The success of the experiment cannot be judged only by whether it has run full 2 years or not. It has certainly how much amount of data it has given within the period for which we have successfully conducted the experiment. So, even though it is only 10 months, I would emphasize that it has given almost 90 to 95% of the data. And Chandrayaan itself has not only these 2, Chandrayaan is designed to cater for 12 different experiments. And the different some of the experiments are, one is what is called the terrain mapping camera. Terrain mapping camera actually maps the entire lunar surface and gives information on various things. So, to do that, we have put our satellite at about 100 kilometers and we tried to take the pictures from about 100 kilometers. But in view of some of the problems associated with the sensor and controlling, we had to move it after 10 months to 200 kilometers distance. But that is not really going to create any problem, because in 10 months, the terrain mapping camera has transmitted enough number of images from the surface. So, that itself will keep us busy for the coming few years. Okay? So, that way it is very successful. Then we have another payload, which is HEX. HEX is a high energy X-ray spectrometer which is designed and detect the high energy X-rays from the various cosmological objects. And then C1XS is for the relatively low energy X-rays. Then we also have a moon impact probe. It lands on the moon and we can study at the point. Moon impact probe can, as it suggests, it goes and impacts at a particular point, so you can study in a much more closer detail there. Whereas the camera which is placed, it gives only an overview of, but still that is important to get that. So, MIP is there, and then we also have radiation dose monitor, radome it is called. It measures the amount of different kinds of radiations which are coming, and because when you send some material, these are continuously exposed to radiations. So radiations will produce damage on the material. So for future experiments, we should have an idea what sort of a damage that is. So this is a intentionally devised device to measure the damages that are done to the system by means of the continuous bombarding of the radiation. So if you simply reported that it has been damaged, that is not the thing. Our purpose is actually to study the damage so that we can develop a material which can withstand those materials. So that is another instrument which is there. Then there is also what is called the miniature aperture radar, MINISAR. This is actually meant for looking the ice on the water in the ice on the moon surface. So that is the one which we have already seen from the NASA report, that they have found the traces of that. Now of course traces are there, we still have to explore in much more detail how much of this is extractable. If it is extractable at a relatively much lesser cost, then it will be a stunning device, and it is one of the best inventions which we can say, discoveries which we have done in this century, because you have a platform there. So you have the hydrogen which can be used as a fuel. If water is there, hydrogen is there. If hydrogen is there, there is a fuel. Then you can actually reduce the amount of fuel which you are taking from the earth to the upper atmosphere, and you can start using that as a refueling center, and then fuel it again and then further continue. Otherwise the amount of fuel if you have to take from here is going to be enormously large. That will put lot of stress on your spacecraft and the associated equipment. Because the size is limited, you have to limit the amount of fuel also. On the other hand, if you can limit the amount of fuel but still get the fuel from somewhere in between, as you are processing refueling, it can be done in moon, that's a huge thing. So initial indications are that there is water, so that's a very welcoming sign, and if we can extract that in a commercially viable way, then it's one of the best discoveries of this century that we should understand. So to that extent, even though we have not been able to run it for 2 years because of various problems, but the first 10 months I would say the amount of data we have collected far exceeds our expectations, and this is really a situation where I think we need to congratulate all our scientists involved in that, all our scientists, all our technique, because in a kind of this thing is not simply done by only scientists, technicians are there. So every person involved in the putting the Chandrayaan in the space needs to be congratulated from that point of view. So a minor failure of a sensor and limiting its time is no hurdle at all, and I would believe that this is a failure. I would say that this is more than 100% success for our attempt on the results which we are getting. Okay. Now you can see here a typical Chandrayaan spacecraft which we have put, and you can see that this has all the payloads, moon impact probe and radar radiation dose monitor, SAR, LLR, then TMC, the terrain mapping camera, and then you have C1XS for the low energy X-rays, then high energy X-rays. So you can see MINISAR for water ice identification detection. So these are all the different payloads, and we have been able to put all these 12 payloads. Some of them are completely indigenously done here, and some of them in association with Rutherford Appleton Laboratory, UK, some of them with Italy, some of them with NASA. So NASA payloads are there, Italian payloads are there, English payloads are there, and Indian payloads. Each of them, now the situation is that science is done globally. So you have to globally collaborate. So this is a beautiful example of global collaboration, which led to enormous amount of useful data, and I say this is a very successful thing. We must congratulate all of them. Thank you, Mr. Appat. Thank you very much.
And in sports.